Hello, all you beautiful souls. Welcome to Burnt Violet Astrology and Tarot. Today's reading is going to be a new moon shadow work spread. Tomorrow, July 20th, we have the new moon in Cancer, which is ruled by the moon astrologically. And so, if you have water placements in your natal chart, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, you may be feeling a bit emotional. Certain things may be getting dredged up that you thought maybe were laid to rest, or certain situations. So you may be feeling quite emotional and thinking back on things that you thought, maybe you haven't thought of in quite a while. Or thinking about a specific person. So this reading is going to help you tap into what the new moon is trying to get you to release in order to move forward and get on with your life and do better things. So you're not stuck in this cycle, and that's basically what shadow work is. It's forcing you to look at the deeper parts that most of us don't want to acknowledge. And so for the first placement, we have this is going to talk about what shadow aspect you need to focus on. And the card that came out for this is the Tower. So for a lot of you, you may be feeling unstable about a situation, maybe even related to a relationship. And there is this deeper desire for transformation and a new beginning and change, but you keep circling back to this situation, and it's causing stress and anxiety, making you feel very unstable. And there's a sense of unknown, not knowing what's going to happen. So the energy is kind of chaotic and all over the place, and there's no sense of knowing what's really going on. There's no stability. So it has you feeling quite chaotic. But it's almost like you're so used to this energy, you're not quite sure how to change it, it's like you don't know anything else. So a good thing to ask yourself is, what have you learned? How are you coping with the situation? And are you ready to face the feelings that come along with the situation, the situation that makes you feel very beside yourself. It robs you of your time. So yeah, a good thing to ask yourself with this situation, and the situation is going to vary for each individual person because this is a general reading. So what is the situation that keeps presenting itself? It could be a relationship, somebody who is in and out of your life. You think that they care, but they kind of keep you hanging on and wondering what's actually going on. And you may be, you know, coping by saying, oh, well, they really do care because they keep coming back. But really, what they're doing is causing them anxiety. And this is just an example. Like I said, whatever the situation is for you, um, you need to ask yourself, what are you learning from it? And how are you coping with it? Are these coping mechanisms healthy, and are they helping you? And, are you really ready to face these feelings of whatever the situation is? Um, do you ignore them so that you don't have to acknowledge how bad it hurts? So the second placement is, how is the situation impacting you in your daily life? And this is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups, and if we were doing a reading for something positive, he would be emotionally abundant. But since this is something that is related to shadow work and something that you need to acknowledge and heal, this is somebody who feels very emotional and is unable to find balance in those emotions. And so it's impacting you in your daily life, by causing emotional distress. And so, again, how can you find that balance? Um, and that's by confronting the situation at hand and really asking yourself if you're ready to face these feelings. Um, so there's definitely a need to heal a negative association, to find self-love and to um, find positive self-expression. Um, so yeah, I really feel like for the majority of you, this situation deals with a relationship with somebody who's in and out, and you're constantly questioning if they really do care, but you hang on because you care, and it's just causing this chaotic cycle, the same thing over and over and over again. And the King of Cups is encouraging you to have self-love, because when we love ourselves, then we are able to see things for what they really are, and then we don't allow certain things to happen anymore. And it can be hard, it can be difficult, but you put your foot down because your self-worth becomes more important than allowing this person to step on you. So for the third position, what needs to be acknowledged and released, and that card is the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is about self-worth, and she's stable, and she wouldn't let anyone walk all over her. And so this card, for shadow work, is saying, how can you start nurturing yourself and not and not try to find that in somebody else, not expect it from somebody else. How can you start loving yourself and not look to gain that from another person? How can you nurture your inner talents? How can you find balance? Um, to start being cautious about who you allow in your life, um, and to start loving yourself enough um, that you don't need anybody else's approval. You don't need anybody else's love or attention, especially the wrong kind of love. I guess that's the important thing to say. Um, so yeah, it's telling you to be cautious about who you allow. Are they respecting you, respecting your boundaries? Are they open with you? Are they being honest with you? Are they there for you? Or are they in and out and kind of keeping you there when it benefits them? So yes, be cautious of who you are giving your time, your energy, and your love to. Make sure it's getting matched. So this is what needs to be acknowledged. You need to acknowledge your worth, and you need to release people who are not willing to see that. Uh, for the fourth place, uh, the fourth position, what lesson does this teach me? And in the fourth position, we have the lovers here. When you can learn to respect yourself and learn that you decide how to be treated, when you can learn this and you start putting your foot down about people who really don't have your best interest at heart and people who are using you, and when you can really face this and acknowledge this and realize that what you think is love isn't really love, it's maybe what all you know. And so that's what you perceive to be love, but in reality it's not. And sometimes this is a hard pill to swallow. You have to, in the back of your head, this is not how you want to be treated, and this is not how love is, but it's really all you know. So you keep accepting it. It's a cycle that can't be broken, and so you accept this behavior, hoping that it will change. When in reality, the only thing that's going to change it is by you loving yourself enough to say enough is enough. And when you come to this point, then you find balance and you find that you have choices. You have the choice to tell somebody to go kick rocks if they're not treating you right. You know, if you if you know that you deserve better, you have the choice to move on to something, to a situation or a person who is going to respect you. Um, when you start to find balance, and again, this card is I want you to focus on what is my perception of true love. Is it somebody who is wishy-washy and when you need them, they're not there and they kind of come and go as they please, usually when it benefits themselves? Or is it going to be somebody who is going to be there through the good and the bad and not make you feel like you're unworthy of love? So ask yourself, what is your perception of true love? What does true love look like to you? And is that what you're embodying? Is that what you're allowing in your life? And are you open to actually receiving true love? Because again, like I said a bit ago, if if this tower energy is all you've ever known in your love life, chaotic, wishy-washy, emotional, um, unstable, just very unsure, then when true love does present itself, when somebody comes along and they are respectful and they have boundaries and they communicate and they're all these great things, you may find yourself pushing them away because you don't know how to receive that. That's not what you're used to. So, shadow work is ugly. It is not easy, my friends. So there's this big part of you that needs to do the work and acknowledge that you're a bit broken in how you perceive love and how you receive love. And when you do find somebody willing to give you the proper kind of love, you have to rewire everything, and you have to um, get used to being treated well, because it's a pattern. So there's this propensity to want to run back to what you know, but just remember, you're running back to instability and chaos, and true change cannot happen until you put in the work as well. Um, and with the lovers, another lesson that you will be taught through loving yourself first and foremost, ultimately, is honoring your own life path, which is very important for healing. Um, okay, and so for the fifth position, we have temperance. And how can I use this knowledge in my current situation? Uh, so currently, for a big chunk of you, and not all of you, just but I'm feeling for a big chunk of you, this is a relationship that is very toxic in nature, and you're having a hard time breaking this toxic cycle with this person. Some may even say this is a twin flame, and I'm I'm not so much. I don't deny twin flames happen, but I guess I disagree with the whole concept of them, of what a majority of people feel that they are, because I feel like the twin flame in your life, it's a narcissistic and an empath kind of relationship, but also it's duality. Um, this person who, the narcissist, which that's a whole other subject for another video, but they're mirroring you, and they're pushing you. Really, it's about growth. I don't know how to really put this in. I don't know really how to sum this up without it being a long conversation. But a lot of people think twin flames it's a union that's meant to happen. I don't see it that way. I see this as this person pushing you to grow, and it's very painful. But when you grow and they see you blossoming and growing and deciding to not react to things in a negative way anymore and moving forward and doing things differently, and I think in a lot of ways they grow too. With distance, of course, like you don't want to be in contact with this person, especially if they're, making life very stressful. You can't grow when you're in that constant cycle with somebody. So, but like I said, this is definitely a whole other topic I could take some time to get into and talk about. And this is, of course, just my view on it. Um, I know people have a lot of different views on the twin flame thing. But, so how can I use this knowledge in my current situation? And temperance is about balance and renewal and moderation and healing. So, what is your greatest blockage in your current situation? What is your greatest blockage? What is holding you back from growing and finding balance and renewal and healing and moderation? Um, and for a majority of you, it's going to be this toxic relationship. But ultimately, only you can say what the blockage is. And so, first and most importantly is facing this relationship and really accepting it for what it is. If you are repeating the same pattern over and over with this person, that is not going to change. It will never change, no matter how much you love a person, no matter how much you show love, no matter how much you show patience, it's not going to change. And so acknowledging that is going to release you. Acknowledging that perhaps by repeating this cycle over and over with this person is blocking you from opportunities that could grow you and really give you the life the new beginning that you desire deep down. So, only you can say what this blockage is. But I really feel like for a lot of you, it's this toxic relationship. So with the new moon coming up tomorrow, new moons are good for manifesting. So you could write down what you want to manifest. So for a lot of you watching this, it could be you want to manifest the courage to let go of situations and relationships that are hurting you ultimately. And then I personally like to burn my papers because fire is powerful and it's there's just something magical about fire. Um, but there are many other ways to do a moon ritual as well. So I mean, you can figure out what best suits you, or I mean, intention is everything. So you can just, you know, you can think this, and it doesn't have to be with the new moon. I mean, working with the new moon is pretty powerful and potent, but it doesn't necessarily have to be with the new moon energy. It can be whenever. But this is the shadow work that needs to be done for those of you who resonate with this in order to really heal and move forward in your life to get to the things that you desire, to get to the new beginnings that you really long for. And so I hope that this message, this reading helped. And if you could please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff, I would greatly appreciate it. So thank you for watching my video, and I hope that this message was able to give you some sort of starting point. Thank you.